So here what we have is a vector with 3, 4. 3 meaning 3 units on the x-axis and 4 on the y-axis. So 3 across, 4 up. So the notation is 3, 4. And then to work out the size, you would work out using Pythagoras. To work out the angle, you would use the inverse tan of 4 over 3, because opposite the angle is 4, the adjacent in this case is 3. So the angle is inverse tan 4 over 3. Now, if we were to do it backwards, what is sine of theta? So sine theta, sine theta is opposite over the hypotenuse. In this case, let's just label that as 5. So sine theta is equal to 4 over 5. Cos theta is equal to 3 over 5. Right, so we know that tan theta is 4 divided by 3. We know that sine theta is 4 divided by 5. And we know cos theta is 3 divided by 5. Now, if you were given the angle instead, so in this case the angle would be the inverse sine of 4 divided by 5. So 53.13. Right, so if you were given the angle, then I'm just going to write down theta equals 53.13. Right, so let's just say that you were just given the angle and the 5, the magnitude. So if I'm to draw it, so if I was to draw it, so here, if you were just given 5, and then you're given the angle 53.13, how would you work out the horizontal component? So here we have 5, here we have 53.13 degrees, and we want to calculate the horizontal and the vertical component. In this case, to work out the horizontal, you would need this length and this length and this angle here, and that is cos. So cos of 53.13 would be this length, which is the adjacent, divided by 5. So A is equal to 5 cos 53.13. And cos of 53.13, so here we have 53.13. If you inverse cos of that 53.13, so inverse cos, cos, so cos of 53.13, right? So cos of 53.13, you get 0.6, and 0.6 times 5, so multiply that by 5, you get 3. So you have 3 as your adjacent. So A is equal to 3. And what about the opposite, the angle? Opposite is using sine. So sine of 53.13 is opposite divided by the hypotenuse, and in this case, if you were to rearrange, the opposite is equal to 5 times sine 53.13. So if we times that by 5, so 5 times sine 53.13, remember 53.13 is actually rounded up. So look at here, sine 53.13 times by 5 gives you 4.
Alright, so let me explain what the 4, 3 is. Now, if you look at this 4, 0, that is the horizontal, and that would be 4, 0, right? So that's 4, 0. Just the horizontal part. If you look at 0, 3, that is the vertical part, 0, 3. And when you add them together, so 4, 0, add 0, 3, you get 4, 0, 0, 3, and so that's what you get. And if you did it backwards, so if you did it backwards, 4, 3 just means this component is equal to this component plus this component.
Right, imagine if you have two forces, so you've got two tensions balancing out the weight. So let's draw. So here you have, let's just say we have 200 newtons as the weight. And you've got two forces, P and Q. This is at an angle of 120. This is at an angle of 130. And here this is in equilibrium. So let's work out the angles. So this angle is going to be 60 because straight lines add up to 180. You know that this angle is going to be 50. Right, so you've got two forces, P and Q, and P can be separated into its components. And Q can be separated into its components. So that is okay, let's go this way. So here we have P and Q. This is 60 and this is 50. So the vertical, this is in equilibrium, so that means let's just do it diagrammatically. So downwards force is equal to up. In this case, the down is 200. Is we're gonna add the upwards forces. So in this case, you have P cos 60. So P cos 60 plus Q cos 50. So we are looking at the vertical components of P, the vertical components of Q. You add them together, and because when you add them together, that will give you the sum of the vertical components of P and Q. And we know that is equal to 200. So this is the first equation. The second equation is left is equal to right. So here we have P sine 60 is equal to Q sine 50. Now let's just put everything in terms of one term. So therefore we can say that P is equal to Q sine sine 50 over sine 60. I'm going to put that on the calculator. So sine 50, so hold on, so sine 50 divided by sine 60, that gives you 0.884. So P is equal to 0.88455. Hold on, 55Q. Now I'm going to put that up there, right? So 200 is equal to 0.88455Q times by cos 60, add Q cos 50. So I'm just gonna multiply the 0.88455 times cos 60. So times that by cos 60, you get 0.442. So equals 0.442, 0.442 q plus cos 60, sorry, cos 50 is 0.643 q, and you get 0.442 plus 0.643, you get 1.085q. So then you end up with q is equal to 184 newtons, 184.33 newtons. And once you have that, you can work out P, because you know that P is, or you can do that. So if I multiply that by sine 50, and then divide that by sine 60, I get P is equal to 163 newtons.